guys, so I'm joined with Amy. You should know her.
Yeah,
Haven't seen,
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I say we haven't seen you in a while, but it's not actually been that long. But
No, it hasn't, but it kind of feels like it
do you
has.
miss us?
Yeah, this feels like there's something missing in my life now.
That sounds really
I
sarcastic.
oh, I didn't mean No, I do mean
Sorry
it.
guys, I don't actually miss
Sorry,
you. No.
I totally do.
Yeah. Well, it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week, so we thought that we'd do an interview and just a little chat because we both have experienced anxiety. That's what we're mainly going to focus on, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But we just wanted to kind of go through what helps us, what doesn't help us, and just give you an idea of seeing if you can relate to it, really, because some of you might not really know if you've been experiencing some stuff and you don't really know
or if
what's
their
going
friends
on,
have.
or a friend, how to support people. So we've just got some kind of questions we're going to work through. And just before I start though, if anything does come up that's quite relevant for you, just get in touch with us. I think it's really important to talk about it.
Yeah,
and that's something we're going to go through. Obviously a lot of you know how to get in contact with Amy. You can get in contact with me or anyone. Talk to your family, talk to your friends, but it's just really important that you chat.
Sure,
Cool. Well, shall we get into it?
Let's begin.
Okay, so the first question I was going to ask was just like, what does anxiety look like for you?
Okay, so anxiety looks like for me, I usually get really stressed. So my stress levels usually go up and everything bothers me, like even sort of little
Tiny things,
Yeah. I get quite like a tight chest and my heart beats quite fast. And sometimes I just find it hard to focus. I feel a bit jittery, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big things for me.
Yeah. So for me, I feel a lot of tension. So my shoulders can get quite tight, and I often get headaches because I'm quite tense.
Yeah.
I tense my jaw as well, so I can often find like my teeth hurt.
Your jaw.
Yeah. So I often have to I have to just remind myself and make myself realise what I'm doing, and just kind of breathe and let my jaw unclench and everything.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people do that. They go to the dentist and they're saying, do you clench your jaw? Do you grind your teeth?
Yeah.
I think that's quite a common thing with stress.
Grinding your teeth in sleep is a sign of...
Sorry, it
makes
my spine shiver, but that is one. I question everything. I get I get very self-conscious, and often that affects my sleep.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Because my mind won't switch off, and then obviously that becomes a physical kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if I haven't slept, then I feel tired, more fidgety.
Your emotions and your thinking and everything.
I get really emotional as well.
Yeah, because all those things are connected, aren't they? Like your physical as well.
Yeah, and but a lot of the time I'm worried about kind of the effects of other people. So I'm more anxious of, what if I've hurt that person? What if I've said something? And it just goes over and over in my head.
So you sort of ruminate over things.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah.
And things from like years ago as well.
Yeah,
that I just
replay it in
can't
your
let
mind.
go. And a lot of the time, say I was worrying about what I've said to you or something, you'd probably be fine and you'd probably forget it.
Thought about it, exactly.
But for me, I'm like playing over different scenarios and things like that.
That's really common,
And for me, I have experienced panic attacks as well.
Oh, yeah.
Not many, but they're not nice.
No.
But I think when I have a panic attack, I can tell it's my heart rate that goes up.
Yeah.
Kind of my breathing gets a bit shallower and quicker. Things like that, and that often, I think panic attacks for me kind of come around because I've held so much in for so long.
Yeah.
So it's almost like my body's saying, just you just got to let it out.
Yeah,
and,
trying to tell you something.
Yeah. So it's almost just I see it as like an explosion.
Yeah.
Just like, when it's bubbling up, almost like you've got a bottle.
Yeah.
And you take the lid off after shaking it, and it's just like...
Yeah. And in counselling, we talk about it in terms of, you have a stress bucket inside you. And when it becomes too full, everything kind of overflows.
Just flows over the side. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, so that's not nice, but it's quite common for people. So the next question I had was like, what do you normally do to help your mental health? Because I think it's important to realise that all of us have mental health, because I think it can become quite a stigma sometimes.
Yeah.
Of like, people say it almost like, oh, mental health,
Yeah.
and people take it negatively.
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like, oh yeah, you must have a problem.
Yeah.
Rather than...
But this is talking about mental health issues, mental health problems, rather than, you know, we all need to look after our mental health, but these things come about because we're not looking after our mental health.
Yeah, because we talk about physical health, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, you're physically fit. Like, what do you do to keep yourself physically fit? It's
Yeah.
like, how do you keep your mental health sort of fit,
Yeah.
if you like, or
Yeah.
working properly?
And sometimes I think we forget about that, because
Definitely.
a lot of the time, you know, we're using our minds and using our mental capacity, you know, for school, exams. We just get into that zone of carrying on.
Yeah.
And I think we can relate it to physical health, because, you know, if you're doing physical stuff all the time, if you're wearing yourself out, eventually your body's going to say stop. You know, you're going to get ill, you're going to pass out maybe, you know. And I think our mental health can kind of be the same sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Well, it's all connected, isn't it? You know, in our bodies. I think it's just because of history and how the past and the way doctors and they didn't know very much, and so they treated it like this big sort of taboo area, or like you say, there's a stigma attached to it. Actually, talking about mental health or having struggles with your mental health is like a negative thing. Actually, like you say, we all need to take care of our mental health. I mean, back to your question, what do I do? My first approach to my mental health was always, you know, go to doctors, get medication, because in a way I just wanted it to be sorted. I didn't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I had a really great doctor who encouraged me to look at it in terms of like taking care of my mental health, like in a holistic way, so looking at it from all angles. So, and I did that, you know, I my big thing is exercise. Like, I notice when I don't exercise, I'm more stressed. Eating healthy, which...
It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard, especially like Easter time or Christmas time.
Because I stress eat.
Yeah, exactly. I eat my emotions. If I
We
feel
like
sad,
chocolates, don't we?
I eat loads.
So,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Yeah.
But I think everything in moderation. It's not about like
Yeah.
eating just vegetables. It's like really thinking about what am I eating? Am I eating balance? I think it's all about balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you've got the medication, you've got what you're eating, and then for me, massively, I think taking time to do something every day. That's for me, even if it's like a bath, just for 10 minutes, maybe some candles, but just switch off.
Very nice.
Well, that's if, you know,
Yeah.
I'm feeling,
And then you get the kids knocking on the door.
yeah, like, can I come in? Yeah, always. But yeah, I think sometimes we just need time out in a quiet space.
Yeah.
So I know with the mental health week, they're talking about getting outside.
Yeah.
And getting outside, like I started that walk to wellness thing, and it really did help just to be outside. So for me, it's not just the one thing, and obviously my faith as well.
Yeah.
So it's lots of things, really.
Yeah. No, I think it's, and I think, you know, especially the getting outside thing, I think it's quite discipline, isn't it? Because I find it, you know, the walk to wellness thing was really good, but I did find I had to push myself some days to do it, because I was just like, I've just got home from work, the last thing I want to do is, you know, get outside, go for a walk, or I'd be at work and I'd be like, I'd really like to go for a walk at lunchtime, but actually you just get so, like, you know, busy doing something, you're like, oh, I don't have time.
Well, it's hard as well if the weather's rubbish.
Yeah,
So,
which is,
you have to kind of focus
we
on
were going to
the
do
other
this
things.
outside, weren't
Yeah,
we? But
yeah.
today it's not
Be
been
outside.
great, so
Never
yeah.
mind.
Oh
How
well.
about you? What's good for you?
Yeah, so I actually went to the doctor initially because I thought I just want some advice, but and I wasn't too keen on the medication route at first.
Yeah.
Because I originally, you know, I went to the doctor because of a panic attack, and I thought this is quite new for me. I don't want to just go off what the internet says, even though there is quite a lot of good stuff on the internet.
You just have to be careful.
You have to be careful. So I just went to them and said, this is what's happening. I think it was a panic attack. And they did say, well, we can give you some medication. I said, oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the one I take is basically medication. Almost, it doesn't stop it, but it helps. So if I feel like I'm starting a panic attack, so if my heart rate's going, if I'm starting to get stressed, it's supposed to kind of bring everything back down, kind of regulate you.
Okay. Yeah.
But so it's kind of take when you need it kind of thing. So I'm not dependent on it.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that sometimes people find with medication, they're worried that they're going to be so dependent on it.
Yeah, which is a big thing for everyone. And actually, some antidepressants they do have an addictive quality about them. Or I don't know what the right word is, but I think what I was told is that, not for everybody, but for some people, if mental health is an ongoing thing, like in terms of the struggle with it, that if you had like a broken leg or something else, was like you had diabetes or another condition where you have to take regular medication, like we need to get our mindsets thinking, okay, if this is what my body needs to help me cope for a small amount of time, for a medium or a longer amount of time, then that's what I need to do.
Yeah.
But it's, again, I think it is a lot to do with stigma.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, so obviously my boyfriend Josh, he's on medication long term, and he's tried different ones, but that's, he's having to do stuff to help him get out the house more and help himself, but actually medication's just helping that. It's kind of pushing it a bit further to just help you along. So again, it's a balance, isn't it?
Yeah. And your doctors are great at being able to help you work out if you need to be on it, or if you need to just, like you, take it when, as and when sort of thing.
Yeah. And I think Martin Brunett's talk on Sunday, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it, because it was really good.
Okay.
Martin's GP, and he basically specialises, I think, in like mental health. But his sermon on Sunday, and he was talking about the medication diazepam, which is quite it's quite, I guess, a instant thing, isn't it? People think they'll take it and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying, like, don't treat God as your diazepam.
Okay.
Don't get so like dependent on it. And I think I need to go back to my notes and have a look.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really helpful. And he said so many good things that I'll go into. But yeah, he's basically saying,
people checking out.
Yeah, don't let God be. Don't go to God and just say, oh, can you just take it away?
Yeah.
Because one of the quotes, I was going to use this later, but I think it's relevant now. One of the quotes he says was, God can take your anxiety away in a moment, but it's much more likely that he wants to stand with you as you face it.
Yeah.
And I love that.
So true.
Yeah, like how many times have we asked him to just take something away?
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of the time he doesn't, and we don't understand that because we can't see his plans.
Yeah, because we don't like to suffer, do we? We don't want to. We want to be happy. We don't want to feel like that. So I've definitely been in that camp of just take it away. I don't want to have to deal with it.
Yeah, but how many times, and we're going to get onto that, aren't we? Like how many times have we seen God working through these mental health problems, and the fact, some people, it's just every day I'm still here. Yeah. Because mental health for some can get that serious.
Yeah, you take it a day at a time.
Yeah. And that's another thing that doctors might say to you, just take it slowly and work through it. It's not going to be an overnight thing. If it was, then great, but I think God does more to actually make you learn and make you more resilient, doesn't he? So.
Yeah, I think so. And I think also doctors will also encourage, and obviously I'm a big advocate, bear in mind I'm actually trained to be a counsellor, but to have some counselling, whether that is just for 6 sessions or if it's for longer, I would definitely highly recommend it, just because that was also another approach I need to, where's this coming from? What's the root of it? Is it because of an upbringing? Is it just because of a situation you've been through, a trauma? It's really good to explore it and have that support of a counsellor, especially during the difficult times, alongside the medication.
Yeah, because I found as well, like I've done a little bit of kind of counselling, but mainly it's I guess it's kind of me externally processing.
Yeah.
And they just help you through that, and I've had it where I've gone into a session and I'm not even intending to talk about what comes up, but something might come up and I leave that session like, oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah. It's just good having somebody else's perspective, I think, outside of the situation, because I know when my anxiety is really high, it's really difficult to kind of see outside of that. You kind of feel like you're in this really big anxiety bubble. But actually it's helpful having somebody, because counsellors are supposed to walk alongside you. It's good to have, and I guess if you've got friends or other people, that's really good too. Yeah.
Another thing that really helps me is I try and reduce my caffeine.
Oh yeah.
Because I find that actually, so coffee for me if I don't drink decaf, so if I have a full-blown coffee, it brings on the same feelings for me as a panic attack.
Yeah.
Which I can often think, like, I don't think I'm having a panic attack, but it does make you worry.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It does make you think, and you're like, okay, I might just, so
Yeah.
I try and have decaf coffee, but I find even that sometimes still gives me the feeling.
But that's good that you're aware of that, because actually the really good thing about actually sometimes going on a journey with your anxiety is that you learn the triggers.
Yeah.
So for you know that coffee isn't great, and for me too, like I can only have one.
Yeah.
And even like this morning I've had only one, but actually I've noticed my anxiety go up.
Yeah.
I'm thinking actually I might need to start thinking about cutting back a bit and drinking more water.
I do the same with tea as well. So I might have, one or two teas when I wake up, but then throughout the day I go on to decaf.
Yeah.
I think they do say that there's more caffeine in tea than coffee.
I'm not sure.
I don't know if that's true, but
we tend to think of coffee, don't we, in that way, but maybe not tea. But actually, I think it probably has. Some
but definitely
effect.
water.
Drinking
You
lots
have
of
to
water.
drink a lot of water, and I think the days where I feel dehydrated and everything else, just my whole body, like we were saying, it affects your whole body.
Yeah.
And I think one of the big things with mental health is that it's going to look different for everyone else.
Of course it is, yeah.
So, the fact that the idea of knowing your body, knowing your triggers. So for me, I know that caffeine will affect my body, which will then affect my mental health.
Yeah.
So I think it's just knowing yourself, and as you experience more, you'll probably get used to kind of.
I think so.
Yeah.
You start to spot stuff before it happens as
Yeah.
well. Like, okay, actually, I'm realising that I'm quite stressed this week. Maybe I'm doing too much. Maybe it's because I'm hormonal, which I know obviously.
That's the thing for us girls. Yeah, that is a part of it, isn't
affects
it?
it. 100%.
I get so emotional, and then
It's just
all
being
these-
kind to yourself as well. Like, I know that's such a cliche thing, but actually, no, your body's trying to tell you, look after me, like do something nice for me, rest.
Yeah, and I love the quote, like everyone's fighting their own battles
Love
that
that one.
that you never know about. So I can't remember the exact quote, but
it's
we
like
never
being
know
kind,
what's
isn't it? Because you don't know what kind of battle somebody's facing.
exactly.
Sort of thing. Yeah.
And I was wearing my T-shirt yesterday that said, "In a world that you can be anything, be kind."
Love that.
And I think that's such a big thing for mental health. We don't know what's going on in someone else's head, and I think especially the people that seem the most like mean and things like that, you can just think they're a bad person, but actually I think they've got things that they're going through, and so we've got to think about that.
Take
I think.
a step back.
Yeah. Okay, so how does your relationship with Jesus help your mental health?
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would have done had I not had a relationship with him. And I know that sounds really cheesy, but it's true. Like the days when I haven't I've been so hot, I didn't want to get out of bed. Actually, like knowing that he's there, knowing that he's with me, and that I'm not alone, I think is huge. And knowing that like we were speaking about the Psalms, weren't we? And like actually, David sounded like he definitely spent times feeling anxious and depressed and stuff. I think it's like sometimes reading the Psalms have been really helpful. Just knowing that things are seasonal. Like for David, like at certain points, he was really depressed. Certain points, he was really anxious, and sometimes rightly so because he was fearing for his life.
Yeah. I mean, he did things. He did silly things.
Yeah, of course he did. But I love David because you can relate to him. But and I found that I have been the whole, please God, take it away. I'd rather not be dealing with this.
Yeah.
But actually, like when I've prayed about it, I have felt peace. I've used this Soul Time app, which I absolutely love, which has got like Christian meditations on there, and they talk about your breathing and relaxing, which is really good.
Lectio 365 as well, especially the night they've just brought out a new nighttime one.
Yeah.
And it really goes through your breathing.
It's so good. It's just
helps you
taking
process your
quiet.
day.
Yeah, and I think for me, like, there's one thing I found on Instagram. I do love Instagram, but it said, in the Hebrew translation, "Be still" actually means to let go.
Yeah.
And the thing is with anxiety is life is uncertain. You don't feel in control, but knowing that God is in control makes me feel better. It's like, okay, even if I can't control this, God can. And if I look at the scripture and I know the fact that he loves me, he's going to take care of me. Letting go. Even sometimes I don't feel like it. I'm just going to give it to him and know I know that whole give it to him thing, what does that even mean? But it's like, God, I'm going to give you my anxiety today. I'm asking you to help me today because I'm really struggling. It's just about being honest, isn't it?
So another thing that Martin said was that we can find it quite easy to, when we think of like laying something down at Jesus's feet, we can find it quite easy to lay it down but keep looking at it. So he was talking about how, if we lay something down, I've put as my laptop background, let go, let God, which is like just reminding me to kind of, just try and not forget about it, but give it to God so that he can deal with it.
Yeah.
And we don't have, because that's one thing that I find is that I might get through a situation and look back and think, why didn't I just pray? Because that would have made it probably
100%.
so much more simple.
Everything that I've just said is from making mistakes.
But I was trying to do it in my own strength, and that's the Bible verse, isn't it? Don't do anything.
Or just avoid the feeling, push it away, and actually it only makes that feeling or thought stronger.
Yeah, definitely.
Gosh, yeah.
And I just need to remember that, to lay it at Jesus' feet, pray about it, and just then hopefully you'll find, even if you just find it easing a little bit, not just going away, because like we've spoken about, he might not take it away no matter how hard you pray. But
shifting your focus is also really good. So it's like, even by reading the Bible, concentrating on something else, even the breathing thing, like with the Lectio and with the Soul Time app, it's getting you to shift your focus. Concentrating on your breathing is a really good technique they do in counselling. Like you mentioned earlier, it sounded like a bit of a grounding technique when you become aware of your body. So you're aware of the pressure of you feeling in the chair, slowing your breathing down, noticing, I think that's what I remember you saying, is the tension in your shoulders and your jaw.
Yeah, you can feel it, so you can then adjust your posture. And
I guess if you're having a quiet time, you can do that. You could be like, okay, actually, I do feel a bit tense in my shoulders. My jaw feels a bit tight. I'm just going to relax that. But at the same time, you've got this Lectio thing going on.
It's guiding you through, isn't it?
So it's just where is your focus? If you focus on the anxiety and you keep focusing on it, it's going to get bigger.
Yeah. And one of the things that I always say about my faith, to the point that I got it tattooed on me, was that Jesus gives me hope.
Yeah.
So I think the times that I am struggling so much, just to remember that, even if I've forgotten to pray, even if I haven't read my Bible for ages, I'm really bad with my Bible.
Me too.
I think I can't remember how long it's been since I've actually opened it, and it's sitting right next to me by my bed. But sometimes I'm reading it off my phone, but I just need to get better. But just to remember that I've got hope because I've got faith in Jesus, and that's what faith is. You're believing in what you can't see, and
exactly.
I've got hope that Jesus is helping me along.
Yeah.
And I think just even in the days that I'm too scared to talk to someone else, maybe it's because it's about them, or you're just feeling too vulnerable to do it. I know I can always talk to God.
You can tell him anything. Yeah, exactly.
And he won't judge me. He'll just listen to me. He knows what's going on. But I think sometimes even if he knows, I think he just wants us to recognise that we need him.
I think he loves hearing from us, doesn't he? Which
he
is
just
crazy.
wants a relationship with us.
But he loves us talking to him. Yeah. He's our father. I was about to do that, but that's the wrong thing. But he wants to hear from us. And it's not about beating yourself up like, oh, I should have done this. Because I've had times where, I could have prayed. Why didn't I pray then? Why did I read my Bible? Actually, it's fine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? God's not gonna be going, well, I'll help you now, but next time.
Yeah.
But
And I think, whether you have the strongest faith in the world or you're reluctant to start a relationship with Jesus, I think if you are struggling, just try praying. Even if you don't know if you'll hear from God back, or that didn't make sense. But
I know what you mean.
just try it and see where it goes, and you might be surprised. And ask other people to pray either for you or with you as well, because actually praying with people really helps. And it's vulnerable, I think, but I think that's something we need to get over.
Yeah, maybe even writing it down, writing your prayer down. Or journaling, but I was thinking as if you're writing a letter to God, saying exactly how you feel. And I think the biggest thing that somebody told me is it's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel frustrated.
That's a lot of the psalms.
That
isn't
God's not taking something
Yeah.
away. You know, it's okay to feel like that. It's
Yeah.
totally normal, isn't it? God wants to hear that stuff as well. Like even if you are being angry at Him. So I think it's writing it down, whatever works for you. I think.
Yeah. So our challenge to you is to try praying, listen to your body, and just talk. Get help if you need it.
Find someone to talk to.
Yeah, and we're always here if you need us. So, see ya.
See ya.